irresponsible parenting. What you know about that? Hopefully nothing, but today we're gonna get into it. So, hi. Make sure I'm got it? Don't make me repeat myself. My name is Lilac. We're just gonna get into it. What is happening? So we're going to start with two TikTokers named Matt and Abby. And this is not the first time I've heard about them or the first time they've gotten into controversy because they have had a couple. Oh, he's making biscuits. What a treat. So Matt and Abby, I remember there was a TikTok going around about him saying that her hoo-ha has changed since giving birth.
Does it feel different down there after birth?
Yeah, actually. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly how it was
we
before.
talked about this the other day, and I was kind of surprised to hear you say that because you never told me until I asked you.
I always heard, it goes back to normal, but it doesn't go back to exactly the way it was before.
So, maybe I shouldn't go into too much detail.
We can say whatever.
You still like it after?
I still like it, of course.
You like it as much?
I would say so.
That doesn't sound very...
I think I like it pretty good.
I think he also said that because she had a C-section, they cheated birth. I could be wrong about that.
Felt like we cheated birth.
It was crazy.
After going through such a scary, traumatic, it was almost like it was bloody too. Like there was blood everywhere with the first birth. I was not expecting that. So with this one, it felt like we cheated because we just walked into the hospital, walked into this room, boom, you're open and here's our kid. It was just so quick. I was like, there's no way this is happening right now.
But then he also got upset because his birthday and Father's Day fell on the same day and his pregnant wife at the time didn't care enough to celebrate them as their own separate thing. Instead, she combined them into one day. How horrible the things that this guy has been through. Just brings a tear to your eye. What a miserable, lonely existence.
We've decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's
Last
always
year
around.
was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday. So
Yes.
he had Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
So sad.
I will say I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that
Yeah.
day. I got you a cake from DQ.
I guess we had
and
just
had
gotten
our
home.
family over and grilled.
Well, I grilled, but I know a lot of dads grill on their birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had
And
Father's
I grew
Day.
your child
You did grow my child.
all day, every day.
But Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah,
and it kind of was a bummer.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I failed you. I'm
Hey,
so sorry.
but you know what? This year, we're boycotting Father's Day for the month of June and celebrating it 3 months after my birthday.
All of that was what? But then there was another TikTok kind of talking about how they have more traditional roles in their household. She does all the cooking, cleaning, childcare, and he is supposed to pay the bills. Basically didn't until their water got shut off. So he's not even good at paying the bills, the one thing that it seems like he's responsible for. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said it wasn't even the first time that he just forgot to pay bills, and he forgot to pay it for a while because the balance was $1,000. So that's just crazy.
Apparently our water got shut off because we haven't paid our bill in 7 months.
What are you doing?
Dude, I thought it was on auto pay. I thought for
You
sure.
have to set up auto pay for it to be on auto pay.
I was pretty sure that I set it up on auto pay and it just didn't work.
No, Matt, you haven't made a single payment. There's no way that you set up auto pay.
When is it going to come back
I'm
on?
out here being like, why is our water pressure not correct? You're like, man, your water's been shut off.
Oh,
And I was like, whoa, why is the water been shut off? They're like, you've not paid ever. You've never paid.
how much was it for?
You know what? I really just thought recently, I was like, man, how nice is it that I have a husband? I don't have to do anything. Like, I don't have to worry about bills. No, I do.
Hey, this
Why
one.
am I sitting back relaxing? We have not paid for water.
But overall, they started with a good perception. Everybody thought they were cute. But as time went on and he started talking more and she started talking more, everybody was like, it's giving blink twice if you need help. So that's where we're at with it. So now, fast forward to present day, they went on a cruise with Abby's extended family. And she posted a TikTok story with 2 baby monitors, and she was saying that they were using them to make sure their kids were okay while they were out getting dinner. And they did put them on the boat daycare to start with, but they said they didn't like it, so this was a better alternative for everybody, they framed it as. And obviously the internet was like, what? You just left your kids on a cruise ship by themselves? And it blew up super quick. There are all kinds of things that happen on a cruise ship. You know, the Madeleine McCann story of a little girl that went missing on a cruise ship and was never found, and her parents were only 180 feet from her, and still she got kidnapped and still to this day has not been found. But also there's a ton of other kidnapping stories on cruise ships, and also people getting thrown overboard. And like, cruise ships are crazy. Low-key, they scare me. I don't want to be on the water because I don't know what's in it. Just don't make me do it, okay? Because the whole time I'm going to be crying. I don't even want to get drunk, because if you get drunk on the water, I'm going to get seasick, and the whole thing just sounds like my nightmare. People were like, you just left your kids alone in a room, and they're like really young too. They're like 2, I think, 1 and 2. And people were like, what if an emergency happens and you got to run all the way from one end of the cruise ship to the other? And like, what if they're crying? What if one of them opens the door? And people were just like really, really concerned with this, rightfully so. They then made a statement that was like, no, like we had someone in there at all times. We just used the baby monitor for like extra security to know that they were okay. And we promised we had someone in rotation watching them at all times.
Hey everybody, we usually would not be making a video like this, but there is information circulating about us that is completely untrue. So we just wanted to set the record straight, clear the air, because we take our role as parents extremely seriously. And we love our children more than anything in the entire world. And we're very protective of our kids. So we just got back from a 7-night cruise with Abby's extended family. And this was everyone from Abby's grandma, our children's great grandma, to our 1 and 2-year-old. And so where this whole controversy started, I guess, is a few days ago, Abby posted on her Instagram story that we were at dinner FaceTiming the baby monitors while our children were asleep in their staterooms. And people started to speculate and believe that we had left our children alone in their staterooms. And that is just completely untrue, because we had someone with our children at all times on this boat, period.
I can see where my story did lead to misunderstanding, which is why I ended up deleting it several hours after posting it, is because I could see that it was causing concern and misunderstanding. And I do want to say thank you so much to those of you that were concerned about the safety and well-being of our children. As their parents, that is our first and foremost main concern. But to know that other people share those same concerns for our precious boys, it really means a lot. So thank you. But I do want to clarify that we have not, would not, will not ever leave our children unattended. We would never ever want to put them in harm's way in any way. I do want to clear up the baby monitor situation. Our children sleep in these blackout tents every single night, whether or not we're traveling or if we're just home. And a feature of these tents is they have a spot for a sound machine and a spot for a monitor. And even if we are sleeping in the exact same room as our boys, we always turn their monitor on so we can watch and see what's happening inside the tent, make sure they're okay, see if they've fallen asleep or if they've woken up. We just love to have eyes on them. We're always concerned about them. And so that's why even when we would, tag team and take turns at family dinner, we would turn on FaceTime so we could also have eyes on them as their parents if we weren't the ones, attending them in that moment.
And we're so thankful to them, you guys, because we spent a lot of our time on this boat in our staterooms manning the baby monitors. And if it wasn't for Abby's extended family, we really would have not gotten a chance to really get out of the room. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for listening to what we had to say. It really means a lot to us. And we appreciate you listening to the very end.
Thank you.
Basically, everyone is saying we're never going to know if they truly left their kids alone by themselves. But what we do know is that it just seems suspicious. I really hope they had somebody in the room with them, but if not, that's crazy. And like the girls on the Do We Know Them podcast were talking about how they probably weren't checking the baby monitors because they had been on the cruise for like 5 nights at that point and they had probably loosened up and they weren't checking anyway. So if they weren't checking, I really hope that someone else was in the room with them. But then someone said, and I don't know if this is true, but it's in the comments, they said a small amount of backstory. Abby's parents are basically live-in nannies and babysitters for Matt and Abby. They do post a lot about going out, date nights at least once a week, Abby spending 3 hours at the gym a day, and trips without the babies. And this cruise trip was for her parents' anniversary. So it seems like they were not providing childcare when they would normally be the ones watching their kids. Also, there's a picture from dinner that night with Abby, her mom, and her grandma, so none of them in that room at least. I don't know if that's true or not, but there you go. There's something that's in the comments to think about. Someone also said, on another note, if they were posting in real time, someone who follows Abby could have assumed that the kids were alone and could have gone and taken them or something. I feel like posting that you're out to dinner while your kids are alone while on a cruise with thousands of strangers is a recipe for disaster. And I think, yeah, at the very least, that's something to be concerned about, whether they had someone with the kids or not. Like, that's one of the dangers of family vlogging and why it just shouldn't exist. Right? Are we you got it. But they're also rich, so they could have afforded a nanny to come with them. Either way, everyone's just saying this is irresponsible at best, and they're known for posting things that they probably shouldn't because it's just not a good look. So I hope that they learn from that because that's embarrassing. So bye.
Ooh, aren't you tired?